He starts moving, and he's just like, and all of a sudden, chat, his chest just fucking bursts open, and this huge spray of blood and gore and viscera covers all the actors, chat, covers everyone in the fucking scene. And this little fucking serpent thing just goes, hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. We are starting out in fucking space, chat. And we're in the 2100s, and the future is drab. It's not great. It does not look like an Apple store in space, chat. Everything has a layer of grease, grime to it. The fucking white walls of the spaceship, they're just turning a nice brown yellow character. I love it. But chat, we are following the transportation vessel, the Nostromo, chat, and it's tugging behind it one of the big major fucking mining factories in outer space, owned by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. Now, chat, a lot of people mistake the giant space factory to be the Nostromo. It's not the Nostromo. That's not. That's actually the giant space station that it's tugging behind it. Matter of fact, chat, for those of you who might have played Alien Isolation, chat, you're actually on that type of space station. In that case, it wasn't that. It was called the Sevastopol. But that's what it was. That's why it was so big. Nostromo is just a regular tugging spaceship, chat. That's all it is. And this thing's carrying this, and they got like a year off from Earth, chat. They got like a year to go to continue their journey. But then we cut inside the Nostromo, chat. And like I said before, I love that this film just takes its sweet time establishing the world of Alien, because it's just the camera going all down these hallways, chat. And you get the sense that this is not only a spaceship, but it's also a home. It's where these people both work and also live and do their day-to-day activities. And I just love that. Everything just feels like it has a purpose in these scenes. Everything in like little knick-knack shit. Every little room in the Nostromo has a certain aesthetic to it that makes it feel lived in, and that's why everything just feels so natural. Like we could go from the hallways to like the various cargo rooms and things, and eventually, chat, we cut to the command center of the Nostromo, and where one of the computers pops on, it's like all filled with big, like giant, glowing green numbers, chat, vector graphics. It's like, oh, I love the aesthetic. It's so great. And all of a sudden, the screen comes on. It's just like, stop the ship, wake up the crew. We're hearing a distress beacon, chat. So then we cut to the cryo chamber room where we see the crew of the Nostromo, chat. We got, of course, Captain Dallas, chat, played by Tom Skerritt, the great Tom Skerritt, chat. We have Lieutenant Commander Kane, chat. He's there. We also have Ellen Ripley, famously played by Sigourney Weaver. This is what really made her career, was this movie. This was her first, I think this was her first feature film, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was. And, of course, you also have, who else do you have, chat? We got Lambert. You got Lambert in there, chat. You got Brett. You got Parker. And you have the latest addition to the crew, chat. You have Ian Holm as Ash, chat. He's a medical officer. The last guy, he just fucking quit out of the blue, and they just had to get a new science officer in their, chat, just like literally 2 days before they fucking took off. Couldn't even get time to know Ash, chat. But that's okay, because now the crew's coming too. And I love this, chat. Like, we go to the cryo room chamber, and the fucking things lift up, and they're all in their tighty whities, chat. You get a good shot of fucking John Hurt's taint as Lieutenant Commander Kane. And I love it when it's not like a beautiful, they're like in their little cocoons, and now they're beautiful butterflies. No, they feel like shit. You see John Hurt stand up in his or sit up in his little cryo tube, and he's going, oh, you feel like complete garbage when you get out of one of these things. I think that's absolutely fucking hilarious. And so he eventually gets up, and the crew comes to. And then when we cut, chat, we're going to fade in, fade out to them just at breakfast. And what I love about this scene, it's just them and their own little cliques just talking to each other. I mean, like Brett and Parker, Parker played by Yaphet Kotto, who had just come off of Live and Let Die chat, playing a Bond villain against Roger Moore, and also talking to Harry Dean Stanton, who plays Brett. And they're best friends, chat. They've been doing this for, Jesus, probably 20 years. Even when they're not on work, chat, they're on Earth fucking party. They just want to party. I just want to go home and party. That's all Parker wants. Captain 007. Speaking of 007, look at that. Thank you for the follow. That is a hell of a coincidence. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for the follow. You're my new Huckleberry. And so they're all talking amongst each other, chat. Ian Holmes kind of by himself because, he's like, I'm a little awkward. I don't know anybody. But, a good old fucking Captain Dallas, he comes in here is like, because everyone's like, we must be like a week away from Earth. That's why, the spaceship Nostromo, Mother, that's the computer intelligence on the spaceship, chat, Mother, woke us up. And Dallas is like, nah, apparently, at least according to our scans, the Nostromo Mother picked up a beacon. And that's why she woke up. And in terms of emergency protocol, we have to respond to this beacon. And fucking Parker's just like, listen, man, that sounds like a lot of extra work. Is there like a bonus involved for us responding to emergency beacons? And everyone's just like, yeah, we'll see. Thank you, Dr. Thank you for the follow. You're my Huckleberry. Appreciate you. And they're like, we don't want to do this, Dallas. Come on. Dallas is like, all right, hold your goddamn horses. I'm going to go check with Mother and see what this is. So he goes, chat. He goes inside of Mother. That's how it sounds. And that's what Alien's about, chat. I mean, there's a lot of the imagery that you see, like you literally have someone going inside of Mother. Like there's a lot of allegories and metaphors to sex, chat, to rape, to pregnancy, to fear of pregnancy, to rebirth, like all that, chat. It does a great examination. I mean, this is fucking a lot of Freudian allegories in this movie, chat. Phallic things, a lot of penises, a lot of peni, chat. If you're into the peen, watch Alien. And so he goes inside of Mother, and he's bopping and booping on those keys. And Mother's like, listen, you got to go down to the planet where the beacon's originating from and check it out. It's company protocol. And he goes, well, I'm not going to question the company. Weyland-Yutani, they never do bad by us blue-collar workers. Nah, they're the people company, right, chat? And so he tells the crew, he's like, listen, we got to go down there. We got to check this out. And Lambert, she's kind of like the communications expert on the ship. Thank you, Dr. Another 5 days. Chris, turn down the alert volume. All right. I have turned it off. I have turned off the alert volume. I love it. You turn down the alert volume as you send another donation. I appreciate it. This is funny how you did that. Where was I? Oh yeah, so Lambert, she's the communication expert, chat. She also analyzes the environments to a lot of planets, and she's fucking seeing this as well. I mean, it's relatively safe. I mean, the air's not breathable really, so we're gonna have to wear spacesuits. And Captain Dallas is like, great, all right, you're coming with us. She's like, oh, wonderful. And like Lambert character. She's what's her name? Veronica Cartwright, chat. She originally thought she was going to be playing Ripley. That's who she originally thought she was being cast as before, Sigourney Weaver was cast as Ripley. She's very much the audience avatar in the film. She reacts as how the audience reacts. She's the one that's like, we got to get the fuck out of here. And she's panicking and she's just like, I don't want to do this. We should not go down that planet. That's what she's saying here. She's like, oh, great. We're going to go down to the scary fucking planet. Wonderful. It's now part of the job. And Dallas is like, listen, we have to do it. And, Lieutenant Commander Kane, chat, fucking John Hurt, he's like, oh, yeah. I always wanted to be an explorer, and this is the only job I can fucking get working on a goddamn commercial vessel, so I definitely want to go down there. And so they fucking landed, like Nostromo detaches from the fucking Gothic castle in space, chat, which is the factory. And all underneath the factory, chat, looks like there are booms, like there's bosoms. And it's like, again, with the sexual imagery. So they detach, chat, beautiful. By the way, this movie has aged incredibly well in terms of the special effects and the models and things. There's only one shot in the film that has not aged well. It didn't look good back then, doesn't look good now, but all the space shots, all the models and stuff look so goddamn good, chat. Because the practical effects. A lot of practical effects down here, chat. And even the matte paintings that they have in the movie look beautiful. And actually, they go down to the planet, which is it's an unknown planet, chat, but it will eventually be called LV-426. It's like, oh, it's so cool because they go back to the planet and they terraformed it in Aliens, chat, make the air breathable, habitable for a human colony. And so they're going down there. And there's intense winds and everything, Chad. A lot of debris. Not enough debris where it would destroy the Nostromo and things, but it makes the land a little rocky, Chad. And sadly, the scanners don't pick up everything that's on the ground. So when the thing does fucking land, it fucking stubs its goddamn metal toe and it goes ah, and the shit makes a horrific noise and everything goes beep, bop, boop, alarms and sounding, Chad. It's a scary situation. And Parker and Brett, it's like, we got to repair this fucking thing. They're like, God damn it. And Dallas like, okay, guys, can you go down the engine room and check how, what the damage is? And they go down there, and they're saying it's going to be like fucking 17 hours to fix this. And they're like, 17 hours? They're like, yeah, well, get to it. And they go like, fuck. And so Brett and Parker, they go down there and start fixing it. At this point, Dallas, Lambert, and Kane, they're like, okay, we're gonna go on the ground to check out what the signal's coming from, so that they leave the ship. Meanwhile, Ian Holm, Ash, he's gonna monitor them via his little space bubble. And I love this. There's a little aesthetic thing here, chat, where Ash kind of like psych himself up, does this. He has like a little. It's like all of a sudden, like he's like, oh, I got the nerves. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And then he monitors them. Eventually, Ripley, she goes down to the engineering room. And, Ripley, she's very much, by the book. I read the manual, 5 times over, okay? And she goes down there, and she's kind of critiquing Brett and Parker's workspace. They're fucking drinking beers constantly and smoking while they're working on the ship. And, she's a bit of a hard ass to him. And he's like, hey, Ripley, how about that bonus situation? Well, we're going to get that bonus. And Ripley just says, oh, don't worry, Parker. You're going to get what's coming to you. He goes, what? What? I can't hear you. And she's like, yeah, I'll see you later. And she walks, and he goes, fucking bitch. And he's like, and even Brett's just like, what, man? Come on. We're having fun here. We're a family. A lot of tensions, chat. But eventually, we cut out to Kane, Dallas, and Lambert, chat. And they're on the surface of LV-426, and it's scary. It's very dark, chat. The sun is out, but you can barely fucking see it. It's just a goddamn little bright spot, but everything else is shrouded in darkness, chat. You get these fucking just plumes of hot gaseous fumes and air, chat, is coming out of various orifices on the planet. Everything has an orifice, chat. Everything has a penis in this movie. And eventually, they see it, chat. One of my favorite shots in all of cinema, chat. They see the spaceship, the engineer, or call it, chat, the space jockey spaceship, chat. It's like a shoe horse penis. It's like a shoe horse penis, chat, 2 knobs on the end. And I'm like, it must be coming from the shoe horse penis thing. And so everyone's just like, are you seeing this fucking shit? Whoa, this is crazy. And they go over to it, and eventually they find a way in. And they're exploring the chat, and I love this. Is all H.R. Geiger's designs. It's horrifically beautiful, chat. I love it. I mean, I think he had a famous when he was, I don't know, I think he was talking to Ridley Scott or something. Ridley Scott tells the story of H.R. Geiger, where when he was coming up with the designs for the alien creature, and when I think he went to his house. I think it was in the documentary. H.R. Geiger, offered him, all sorts of drugs or just marijuana, right? The devil's lettuce. And, Ridley's like, no, I'm good. And H.R. Geiger's like, you know why I smoke these? And and Ridley's like, no, why? It's because my dreams scare me. It's like he does it to calm himself down because of his horrific nightmares, because of my nightmares. It's like, Jesus Christ. And you see all this shit. When they go on the ship, it looks very organic. The walls have this almost this black rib cage look to it, chat. Everything's very phallic, and they make their way further in the ship, and they come to this hole above them. It looks like it was melted by some acid or something, chat, something acidic. And they go up into there, and they come into it looks like a command room or a pilot's nest, and they find this giant pilot, chat, the space jockey. It looks almost like it's been mummified in its own seat. I love the design for the space jockey. And they go over to it, and they're like, this must be the pilot. And what they did, too, is check, because this is all a set, too, which I love. It's all a giant set. But to make the space jockey appear even larger in, far shots, shots shot from afar, Ridley Scott used his own kids and the rest of the crew's kids in their own spacesuits to make it appear bigger than it actually is. And then the close-up, it was the actors, but from the faraway shots, it was their kids in these suits that did not have a very good breathing apparatus yet. So when they fucking took these helmets off these kids, they're like, just fucking sweating all goddamn day. It's wonderful. But they go to this thing, and they're, like, looking all over, and Lambert's just like, okay, we gotta get the fuck out of here. It's a fucking weird dead alien. I don't like this. It died for a reason, okay? And even Dallas looking at this thing, it looks almost like it's calcified, it's mummified, and he notices, chat, where, I guess where its rib cage is, it's like something burst out of it. And he's just like, yeah, this is weird. But Kane's like, don't worry about it, guys. Let's keep exploring, because he finds another hole. He's like, looks like there's some type of cargo chamber down there. Let's go down there. And they fucking hook him up, chat. They fucking hook up Kane to this little pulley system, and they lower him down there, chat. And I mean, beautiful, terrifying shot. It's in this giant cargo space shuttle, which honestly looks like it could go on for miles by the look of it, chat, just by these matte paintings that they have. But he notices in one of these, almost looks like the size of a fucking football field or something, and it's like this very shallow, like, you know, space right below him. And he notices, like, there is this blue, like, almost like layer of blue light show with a little bit of mist on top. And they're asking, like, wait, what do you see? He's like, I see some kind of, like, leathery objects beneath this blue light. And he, like, puts his hand in. It's like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, Ken? He's just like, it seems to react to when I place my hand through it. He's like, oh, God. And he fucking falls for it. Oh, jeez. He fucking slips down there, falls through the barrier, chat. And he's telling him, it's like, oh, are you okay? He's like, I'm fine, just lost my footing, I'm okay. And he's like, it looks like these leathery objects, they almost look like eggs. And he goes to one, chat. I love the effects here. It's all practical. It's all little camera tricks too, chat. We go to the eggs, and they're almost like, you can almost see inside them too. Like, there's something inside there, chat. You can see when he shines his light behind it. He's like, there's something moving in there. It's great. And you notice that the liquid on it is all going up. Like the little drops are like, it's almost going up in the air. And it was a simple, it was like, that's so unnatural, chat. All they did was just reverse the shot to make it look like the liquid's going up. It's like, but it's still unsettling. And he does the fucking thing that no one should do, chat. He fucking puts his head right over it. He's like, what's that? And these fucking leathery flaps open up, chat. And he's like, blah. And he's like, oh, God. And he's like, I think there's something inside of it. And he looks over the chat, and it's all practical effects, no CGI bullshit. And it just looks like a bunch of uncooked chicken breast on top, chat, with just like weird fat and all that shit. It's like, almost like it's breathing. He's like, what is it? And then, and it fucking goes right to his face, chat, wraps around his fucking windpipe, and just manages to bash itself through his goddamn helmet. He falls down. Meanwhile, we come back to Nostromo, and, you know, Ripley's just like, so they've been taking a very long time to get back. And all of a sudden, chat, I think Ripley, she sees him from the command nest, from the pilot's nest. She's like, she sees them coming and like, all right, something's fucked up. And, you know, she goes down to the shuttle dock station where they came out of. And, you know, they fucking, Lambert's there, Dallas is there, and they're carrying Kane. And, you know, Dallas is like, hey, Ripley, could you open the door? And she goes, yeah, what happened out there? And Dallas is like, yeah, we had an accident. Can you open the door? She's like, well, wait a minute. How's Kane? I don't hear Kane. And, you know, Lambert's just like, can you open the goddamn door? Get us out of here. And she's like, no, what happened? What's wrong with Kane? He's like, some attached to him. Someone's attached to him, and it's around his neck and his face. And Ripley's just like, open the door. She's like, I don't think I'm gonna open the door. We have to follow quarantine. Dow's like, fuck quarantine, Ripley, let us in. And then in home, he's like, yes. He's like, I'm gonna open the fucking doors. Beep, bop, boop. And he lets him in, chat. He lets him in. And, you know, Ian Holmes there, Chad Ash, Ripley's there. And they're like, holy shit, bring him to the fucking medical wing. And so they bring him to the medical wing, Chad. Great fucking reveal. Where they have to fucking cut off his spacesuit, Chad, his mask, his fucking helmet. Gotta fucking cut this whole thing off. And they crack it open. They crack it open, Chad. And this face hugger, Chad, that's the term for it. But it looks like this, I don't know, this gelatinous space crab has attached itself to his face, chat, and like it has this tendrilless tail that's wrapped around his neck. And, you know, Ian Holm, Ash is looking at this thing, and Dallas is like, what do we do? What do we do? I don't know what to do. And meanwhile, we cut outside where everyone's watching. Ripley, Brett, Lambert, Brett, and Parker are all there. And Ripley, she shows up, and Lambert just fucking losing the director's cut. She says, you fucking bitch! And she slaps the shit out of Ripley. She hits her twice. And apparently, chat, this was completely not scripted in the movie. when they originally shot this, and Veronica Cartwright, she just came in there and just fucking slapped the shit out of Sigourney Weaver, and apparently at this, Ridley Scott like, oh my god, that was brilliant. But it was then they kept it in the director's cut, not in the theatrical release, but because it felt so natural, it felt so real. The problem is, after they did that, they had to cut because Sigourney Weaver started to break down in tears. she was just so caught off guard and was just like just so sad by it. It was like, oh, I was like, it was so bad. But it works for the scene itself. And they're looking at this thing like, Parker, sage words, sage fucking advice from Yaphet Kotto chat. Why don't you freeze him? Hey, motherfuckers, why don't you freeze him? You should have frozen, chat. And so at this point, Dallas is like, well, fucking remove it. And Ash is like, okay. And he fucking goes in there, chat. But the thing, when he touches it, the tail, tightens around Kane's neck. And it's just like, well, it looks like if we touch this thing, it's going to fucking choke him. And they put him on the fucking scanner to see, like, what's on this thing. It's like it's pumping something into him. It's pumping silicone. It's pumping the stuff that makes boobies big. It's why you're pumping the stuff that makes boobies big into fucking Kane, chat. Why are you doing that to John Hurt? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Young Aloha, welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well. Came in just in time for my alien discussion. John Hurt's being pumped full of silicone for some reason in this thing. It's a little weird. And at this point, the Dallas like, we gotta get this fucking thing off him. And he's like, okay. Get the medical tool. So they get like this weird like scalpel chat. It's like I don't know, I can't describe it. It looks like it has like a little piece of plastic that's super heated. And Ash is like, I'm gonna make a incision right here on the knuckle, I guess. And he cuts it, chat, and psh, like all this substance shoots out. And he goes, oh shit, what the fuck? And it's acid, chat. It's acid. And the acid falls on the floor, and they're like, holy shit. And, Dallas like, that's going to eat through the fucking hull. We got to stop the flow of that acid because it's just going so fast through the hull of the ship, chat. And all the crew, Ian Holmes like, I'm going to fucking stay with this thing, all right? So they all go down, they go to the next level, and the acids drip down, just making another hole onto the floor. And like, oh, we gotta go down another level. So they're scared, chat. Like, if he keeps going down, it'll eat through the hole. They'll get sucked out of the fucking ship, chat. They're gonna end up like the weird, gross alien. Remember when Alien Resurrection, chat? When Ripley's weird alien girl baby, human hybrid alien baby, got sucked out the ship, chat? It'll be like that, except it'll be in the first movie. But thankfully, the acid does eventually stop. And fucking Dallas, he takes Brett's pen. He's like, oh, so it does stop after a while. And Parker's like, fuck, that's a hell of a defense mechanism. You don't dare kill it. And eventually gives the fucking pen back to Brett. And Brett's like, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I doing with this weird alien acidic pen? And eventually, they go back up to Kane. They're like, we can't get this thing off of him. At this point, Ian Holm, Ash, just monitor him. That's all you can do. We're going to repair the rest of the ship and get the fuck out of here. Eventually, Ripley says, like, I want to fucking talk to you, Dallas. Chat, apparently in several versions of the movie, or I don't know if they shot these scenes, but one of the initial drafts of the script they had was to have Ripley and Dallas be lovers. And even in the film itself, both in the theatrical cut and the director's cut, you get the sense that they have a special type of relationship. I don't know. Maybe it's just, they have, it's platonic. But there's something, like, there's history between the two characters that I really like. And you just kind of feel that in this scene. When she's, like, goes to talk to him, not, like, as, like, an officer, but as, like, hey, dude, what are you doing? Like, what the hell's going on here? And Dallas is like, listen, I want to get on here. I don't know what the fuck's going on. He's fine, okay? We're gonna monitor him. She's like, this could be like really bad. We don't know if he can infect the rest of the crew. And Dallas is like, Ripley, it's gonna be okay, okay? I promise you, as your captain, it's gonna be okay. But I don't know. I always got the sense that there was more to them, chat. And even like the Dallas character, there's kind of like a sadness to him that I always really liked. I don't know. I already had my own headcanon for some of the characters, chat, because I thought about this movie so often, so many times, over and over and over and over again in my own head. And I always thought like Dallas was like an ex-military guy, maybe a Marine or something like that. And he went through a horrible experience and retired from the Marine Corps, chat. And it's when he got this job, basically being the captain of this spaceship, of this tugging crew, really. And I don't know. There's something very melancholy about him. Like even when like later on in the movie, he spends a lot of time in the emergency escape vehicle. the small jettison vehicle that they have that Ripley ends up on at the end of the movie. And he spends all that time down there just listening to classical music and opera. I don't know, there's something just really sad to him. I just really dig it. I really appreciate that. Anyway, and so at that point, you know, they're all like, fuck it, we're just going to repair the ship. And eventually they take off. They repair it and they take off. Like, let's get the fuck off of LV-426. Before it's known as LV-426. They lift off. Brett and Parker, they do all the repairs. And at this point, there's just like, well, we just got to wait until we can go fucking to sleep again. And we got to wait until this thing comes off of Kane. And eventually, we see Ian Holm, Chad. He's just doing some research into whatever the fuck's attached to his face. He's doing, like, you know, doing little experiments and stuff. And then Ripley comes in there, and Ripley's just like, hey, how you doing? He goes, oh, nothing. He fucking turns off all his shit. Like, not very smooth. You're not very subtle, Ian Holm, okay? And she's like, you know, how's the job going? He's like, oh, the job's going great. And he's like, yeah, you went against me. You know, like, I have a job on this too. I have a job on this crew too. And when Dallas and Kane are off of it, I'm in command, and you disobeyed my order. And, you know, ain't home. Ashes is like, listen, I don't know what they looked like they were in trouble. I wanted to help them. She goes, so you're ready to live with the responsibility? He goes, I am. And she goes, okay. Well, let me know if you're going to break any more rules. And she walks off, and Ian Holm, he goes, no. And then a little cue chat, a little foreshadowing. Has a glass, Chad, and he's drinking milk, and he loves his milk. Boy, does he. He takes a little sip. He's like, And then he turns all the stuff off. Eventually, Chad, we cut to Dallas. He is in the escape vessel listening to his classical music, and he gets he's phoned in by Ian Holm, and, you know, Ian Holm's like, there's been a change. There's been a change in Kane. He's like, is he awake? And, you know, Ian Holm's just like, you should come down here and see. And so Ripley, Dallas, and Ash, they all go there, chat. And Kane's there, but the thing on his face is not there anymore. The fucking face hugger has vanished. They're like, where the fuck did this thing go? And so they just spend their time just looking for the... By the way, chat, the movie has an excellent score throughout it. It's very creepy, very ominous, very mysterious. But I do like the fact that they don't always use music for all these scenes. There's I don't even say they're jump scares. They're not really jump scares in this movie. You see a lot of them coming as it's led up to it, but there's such an absence of sound in some of these scenes, and it makes it even more. It just feels more realistic, Chad. It really gets you into the moment itself, and I love that they didn't feel like they need to like go bomb, 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 like having the fucking alien attack you and shit. No, we're just gonna rely on the alien and these people's fucking screams. That's all you're gonna need. And eventually, they're just looking around this room. And they're like, where the fuck is it? And Ash is looking at Kane, and all of a sudden, the fucking head crab goes, ah! And it fucking falls, and she goes, ah! And she fucking throws it off. She's like, yeah! And, you know, Dallas goes over, he's like, are you okay, okay? And Hilm's like, it's okay. And it appears to be dead. And I love this practical effect, Chad. He has, like, this little tool, like a pencil or something. He pokes it and goes, blah. And he's like, no, it's dead. It's just a reflex. It's just a muscle reflex. And he's fucking examining all that shit. And he does more examinations within things. And eventually, you know, Kane, he does come to. He does come to, chat. And they're like, whoo, all right, here, Kane, have some more. Kane's just like, you remember anything, Kane? When you're down in the place, drinking so much water. And he's just like, I remember laying on the planet, and then after that, nothing. I don't remember a single goddamn thing. He's like, how you guys doing? And, you know, fucking Brett's just like, hey, man, we're heading back to Earth. We're going to go in the old freezerinos. We're going to get a bite to eat beforehand. And he goes, fuck, man, I could use some food. They go, hell yeah. And then one of the most iconic scenes, Chad, I think in all of cinema, certainly in all of horror cinema, happens right here. And it happens so naturally, and there's no music playing. They're just reliant on the actors' performances, chat, and the fucking noises you're about to hear. And it's just them all around the table, chat, all talking over one another. Like, everything feels very natural. Ian Holm, he's even Ian Holm, chat, Ash, he's laughing, but he's like looking at Kane at the same time. He's always staring at him for some reason. And eventually Kane, you know, he's like, this food is shit. And like, when we get back to Earth, I'm going to treat myself to a proper meal. It's like eating some kind of, I don't know, like some noodle cabbage or some shit. And there's like random boxes of fucking Raisin Bran and Cheerios all around these big plastic containers. It's weird. But he's just eating all this shit. And all of a sudden he goes, and, bro, you know, Parker's like, oh, what's wrong, baby? The food ain't that bad. And all of a sudden he goes, and he starts having convulsions, chat. Almost like he's a seizure. And everyone's just like, holy shit, like it just happens out of the fucking blue. And they're like, fucking have him bite down something. He doesn't fucking bite his tongue off or swallow his tongue. And they're trying to get a hold of him, chat, but he's just, his movements are just so erratic. He looks like he's in so much pain. And everyone's surrounding him. He goes, and then all of a sudden, chat, like his chest just bursts a little bit and this like blood shoots out. And they're like, what the fuck? Everyone just stops. You can hear a fucking pin drop, chat. And like even John Hurt stops. He goes, and he starts moving again. He starts moving, and he's just like, and all of a sudden, chat, his chest just fucking bursts open, and this huge spray of blood and gore and viscera covers all the actors, chat, covers everyone in the fucking scene. And this little fucking serpent thing just goes, and like at this point, fucking Parker's like, I'm gonna kill that fucking thing. And he grabs a spork. He has a spork, chat. And Ian Holmes is like, don't touch it. Don't touch it. And this thing goes, and it fucking just runs off, chat. And meanwhile, you just see fucking Kane's body just still twitching, chat. The thing. Everyone's just like, what the fuck just happened? And what's so great about this scene, chat, in the studio audience applause, they're like, woo! What's so great is, like the actors knew that something was gonna burst out of John Hurt, right? But they didn't know how violent and bloody it was. And so a lot of this was their natural reaction. And there's additional footage of Veronica Cartwright, and where when she's covered in the blood, you see that, because she's like, oh God, you hear that, oh God, when the thing comes out of him and stuff. They kept the camera rolling on her, and she accidentally trips over a fucking box that was behind her. You can actually find this footage online. She's like, oh, fuck, it freaked everyone the fuck out. And eventually, after the scene's over, I mean, it's an incredible. No one had ever seen something like this before in film, in chat. Like, this was a one-of-a-kind fucking moment. It broke new ground in horror. You know, really did. That's why I'm just like, that is one of the greatest scenes of all time in film. Absolutely love it, chat. And it features fantastic natural performances by its actors, and credible sound design, sound mixing, and some goddamn impressive practical effects, chat, special effects work. It's an awesome scene. To truncate it, chat, to just say it in 2 words, awesome scene. Exactly, show. Exactly. And so eventually they just cut, and they fucking wrapped, they've turned Kane into a mummy, and they got him in the fucking airlock, and Dow's is like, they're about to eject him. He's like, hey, does anyone want to say any last words? Everyone's like, nope. And they fucking eject his ass out. And at this point, they're like, okay, we gotta find whatever the fuck this thing is on the ship. We gotta go off the team. And then they establish some of the iconic things that we see throughout all of the Alien media, chat. For nearly 40 goddamn years. No, 41 years. Fuck, the movie's 41 years old. It's fucking nuts. 41-year-old movie, chat. Still holds up to this day. And we see the iconic, fucking motion tracker. That's in there. They have all the weapons they have. Oh my God, Young Aloha, the gifted sub. To Mr. Thank you so much, Young Aloha. Appreciate that. Hope you've been enjoying the review so far. I'm sorry I haven't been going back and forth to the chat. I'm just caught up in my review chat. And when I'm on a roll, I keep rolling. But thank you so much for joining us. Oh, hearts. It comes out of me. But, so this is the weapons that they have, Chad. They got like they got like 2 flamethrowers. So it's like, okay, that's good. They have some cattle prods. They have a motion tractor, and they have a net. That's their thing. That's what they're going up. It's like, that's a little fucking, goddamn, serpent thing. It's fine. We can take it. And so eventually, they split off into teams, chat. Ripley, Brett, and Parker are their own team, and Dallas, Lambert, and Ash are their own team, chat. And they go off in different direction, and they're using the motion tracker to find this thing. And oh shit, Ripley's team, they get a fucking read on this thing. Parker, he has the fucking I think he has the net, and Brett, he has the cattle prod. And eventually, chat, they come to this fucking series of lockers. And they're like, oh shit, it's in one of these fucking lockers. And they open it up and it goes, ah! It's the cat, chat, because it's fucking Ripley's dumb cat Jones. And Brett, he's just like, oh, he just fucking electrocutes it with the cattle prod. And it runs out. And Parker's like, what the fuck, man? Take it easy. It's the fucking cat. Jesus. He goes, I'm sorry. I got scared. I didn't know. And he's just like, now we're going to have to get that cat, man, because we're going to constantly be following that thing along and around, and we'll mistake that thing for the actual alien. We got to go get the cat. Parker's like, or Brett's like, okay, I'll go get the cat. Sorry, Jesus. And so then, chat, we get another iconic moment of, just the shots here of Brett exploring the another side of the ship we didn't see before. kind of this big cargo area where it's just filled with all this old equipment that they just haven't used, looks like in decades, chat. There's this, if you were to touch this thing, you would take your hand away and it would be fucking caked and slicked in oil, chat, and grime and grease. This is like, ew. And he's in this fucking cargo. He's just like, here, Jonesy, 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 Jonesy. Psst, 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 just calling for the fucking cat, chat. And eventually he hears him. He's in another section. He's in the water leaking room. And he goes inside, chat. And for whatever reason, there is fucking water. There's rain inside the ship. I guess condensation from the AC units that they have throughout of it. That's the only thing I can think of. But I would not bathe under it like Brett does. He goes, oh, yeah, give me some of that good water. This is mixed with oil and shit. And he's looking around. No music at all, chat, during the scene. Just the natural sounds, the pitter-patter of the water falling on Brett's hat. And eventually... he spots Jonesy. Jonesy's hiding behind like a barrel or something, like a crate. And he's walking over to him. He notices something on the ground. He notices this, like, oh shit. It looks like a skin. Like whatever the fuck this alien thing is, it's shedding its own skin. He goes, oh shit, fuck. Okay, I gotta get this fucking cat. And he goes over to her. And he's like, hey, come here, come on, let's go. Come here. And then, chat, you fucking see, and I love that they don't show all the alien throughout the movie. You see it in the background, chat. You see parts of it, but never like in its full entirety. But you just see this fucking just black serpent-like beast just kind of like it was above him, and now it's kind of like unfurling down him or whatever. And then the director's cut, chat. You actually see it fairly early on in a Christ-like pose among all the chains. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is some horrifying religious gothic imagery. But this thing unfurls, and he hears this thing, and he's like, oh shit. And then we cut, chat. We cut to the alien, and its head is down, and the water's coming down, and it just slowly lifts itself up, and he turns around. And Brett's just like, he's not even screaming, chat. He's just so aghast at what he's seeing. He just can't believe it, chat. And this thing just... And it's like, what I love too about the alien, chat, unlike all of its predecessors afterwards, they all move very fast. This one moves slow, like when it reaches out to him like this. And there's other shots in the movie too where it's moving very slow, like it's feeling the air around it, chat. I love the way it moves. And it reaches out to him like this, like it's not really doing anything yet. Just like, I don't know what you are. I'm a baby. I'm separated from my family, so I'm just kind of like, I don't know what you are. And it reaches out to him, chat, and then you see the iconic shot of its head's just fucking shaking and the mouth coming out of its other mouth, and it's going, ah! And he goes, and he just gets him right in the fucking face, and then Brett's like, ah! Ah! And it just furls up and takes him up into the goddamn rafters of the spaceship. And they're like, he's just gone. He's just fucking gone. And then eventually, we cut back to Parker and Ripley. They're like, we didn't find him. We don't know where he is. We just found a lot of blood. That's it. That's all we fucking found. And at this point, they're like, okay, this is getting bad. It's clearly, they say, they did say that we saw his body look, he was being pulled into one of the air vents. And the air vents, and Dallas is like, it's fucking using the air vents. That's what it's doing. Shit, to move around the ship so fast. Okay. Well, clearly it's there. So we got to go in there and close these off and kill it that way. And it's like, I'm the captain, so I'll do that. And they're like, dude, come on. He's like, I gotta do it. It's my responsibility. Good guy, Dallas, chat. So at this point, they give him the motion tracker. Or, no, they don't give the motion tracker. They give that to Lambert because they only have one, I think. They only have one. I think, yeah, they only have one. I think the other one got taken or something by the alien. So they have the one, and so they give Dallas the flamethrower, and then we get horrifying, chat. Goes in the ventilation system. It's about, like, you gotta crouch, you gotta be on your hands and knees to get to this fucking thing. And he's gonna shut down, or they're shutting off all the ventilation shafts, chat, the entrances and exits, so this thing just comes to him. It's got only one direction to go in. And eventually he goes in there, and they're looking out for this thing. They're shutting the vents one by one by one by one. Until eventually here's a boop, 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 and you see that little fucking dot coming right towards him. And Lambert's is like, okay, you got something coming towards you. Looks like from, by the way, this technology is not accurate. Looks like it's coming towards you to the left. And he's like, I don't know where, or no, from the, she says like the west. He's like, I don't know where west is, where I am. And he's panicking shit. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go down here. And he goes down like a level. And he puts his hand in something, chat, and he goes, what the fuck? And it comes up just slick with the slime of the alien. Does it just secrete that? Does it come out of its mouth? Is it just poop? We don't know. Is that Brett? What's left of Brett? We don't know. And at this point, the thing just goes. The fucking little the little dot chat and the motion sensor just goes out. And she's like, it's not working. I don't see anymore. What do you mean you don't see anymore? It's like, it's not on the thing. It's not on the thing. And he's like, shit, oh God. Okay. Okay. I think I want to get out of here now. Like, I love that Dallas is actually panicking. Chat feels so. He's like, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. Where do I go? And he's like, you got to go down some more levels. And at this point, the thing comes on, Chad. The dot appears again, and it's like so close to him. She's like, holy shit, it's right on top of you. It's coming right towards you. He's like, fuck. And so he starts, like, he flamethrowers either end of him, chat. And he goes down a level. And Lambert's she's just fucking screaming, it's right on top of you. It's right on top of you. And he just fucking turns around and goes, ah! Like, I love that shot of the alien just like it's about to hug me. And it just grabs Jen. You hear just the fucking radio get all fucked up and he's gone. I love that they cut back to Ripley and Ash is just dead-eyed, just staring like this. Like, yes. But Captain Dallas is jazz hands. Captain Dallas is no more, Chad. He is no more. And eventually, we cut back to kind of the common area, and Ripley's just like, well, I'm in command now. And at this point, Parker, he's just fucking flipping out. He's just like, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to kill a motherfucker. And, like, goddamn, Sigourney Weaver has these great lines like, Parker, will you shut up, Parker? Shut up! And, like, you can even hear Yaphet Kotto still in the background talking. He's like, I'm going to go kill that motherfucker. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. She goes, all right. At this point, we gotta fucking either kill this thing or we leave and destroy the fucking station and the Nostromo. And Ash is like, I don't think we should do that. That's against company policy. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you have to say, Ash, okay? You just do what you've been doing. Absolutely nothing, okay? I'm in fucking charge now. All right? I'm gonna go inside Mother and see what's up. And Parker's like, I'm gonna go get some more shit for our little journey. We're gonna use the escape, so we're gonna just get the fuck out of here, okay? Lambert's gonna go help him. And so she goes to Mother, chat. She's fucking trying to find out, like, okay, what the hell's going on here with this organism? Or why were we sent out to LV-426? So she's putting all these things in, and it's just like, access denied. And she's like, what the fuck? And it's just like, she puts in more, like, another question, access denied. And eventually she does like an override thing, and the message is saying this, like, Nostromo crew rerouted to LV-426. And she goes, why? And it's like, secret mission to obtain alien organism. And she goes, what the fuck? And it's like, another objective was obtain alien organism, bring back for study. Option 3, chat, number 3, crew expendable. And she's like, the fuck, Weyland Yutani? You're not the people company. You're the opposite. That's not good. And so at this point, Ash just fucking comes into the room and goes, this can all be explained. And she's like, you fucking prick. And she slams him against Mother, Chad. He's like, you knew about this. You fucking knew about you asshole. I think she slams him so hard Sigourney Weaver actually hurt herself too. I think she gave herself a nosebleed or something, because in the next shot she has like a profuse nosebleed in this scene. It's weird. And Ash is just like, hey. He's like, don't touch me. And he's just like, oh. And at this point, she's just like, I'm gonna go tell fucking Lambert and Parker. She's just so distraught, chat. She's crying, but she knows she has a job to do. She's just about to leave the company, but then the fucking door shuts. The door shuts. And she's like, what the fuck? And she turns around, chat, and she just sees Ash with his hands on the fucking button. She goes, Ash, don't fucking do this. And she goes to another door, chat, closes that door. And she goes, Ash! And then we just cut to Ash, chat, and this one little trickle of a white substance goes down his face. I'm like, what the fuck? When people first saw it, they're like, what the fuck is that? It looks like milk. And she's like, what the? And she goes up to him and stuff, and he just stops her, chat, and he just grabs her and just fucking throws her with a strength he didn't think this little hobbit man had. Just throws her half across the room. She goes, what the fuck? And he's just coming at her at this point, chat, not saying a goddamn word. She tries to get up, and he just backhands her. He just backhands her, chat, concusses her, knocks her out. And then Ash is just like, just moving around like this. He's just like, And then he goes to the weird porn corner. There's a pervy porn corner on the Nostromo, chat, where Ripley was knocked out. And we get one of the weirdest fucked up scenes in the movie where he grabs one of the porno magazines and he starts like rolling up like this. Just like, and he's like, and he grabs her fucking face and he's like he's putting the rolled up magazine into her mouth. And I don't know, trying to choke her with it. It's weird. I mean, it's, again, the phallic imagery, chat. It's like a rape scene, with it's putting, inserting this into her against her own, against her wishes, against her will, chat. It's fucked up. And it's just like, it's like she's fucking freaking out. And Parker and Lambert, they show up and like, what the fuck's going on? And Parker's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he grabs on and he fucking turns Ash around, chat, and Ash pulls a fucking Temple of Doom on Parker. He just grabs on his fucking chest and he goes, Kalima, shut it. And fucking Parker's like, and starts screaming. He's like, what the fuck, man? And he rips his shirt. And this one, Parker just goes, and he fucking punches him. And Ash just fucking falls all the way back against the wall, chat. And then just a huge spray of milk. And he's just like, he's like he's having a massive seizure or something. Parker's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And he grabs like a pipe that he has. And he goes, fuck you. And he hits him. And he hits him again, then he hits him across the head, and his fucking head comes off, and it's like circuitry and shit's inside. He goes, the fuck? What the hell? He's a fucking robot, chat. And eventually he just falls down. And Parker's like, what? But then when he goes to like touch Ash, the fucking Ash robot grabs on him, chat, tries to choke the shit out of him. He goes, get off me! Get off me! And they fucking get off of him, chat. And it's just like, fuck. Like, when this happened, like, this effect is still pretty good. What happens right after is not as great. But it's like, this was a huge revelation. Obviously, the chest burster scene is amazing, but people are like, what? That guy's a robot? And eventually, they set up Ash on the table where we see his very obvious paper mache head, chats. That is not Ian Holmes' head. And they're turning him back on and shit. And they're trying to like get his head to right itself. And then there's this awful, awful cut of them going to the paper mache head to Ian Holmes' head, and it does not look natural. Why didn't they just have Ian Holmes' head on the table, like poking through the table as it does there? Why do you even need the paper mache head? It's the one shot in the movie where I'd be like, you know what? Go back in there, change that scene. It's not needed. You don't need the paper mache head at all. Just start where you're setting his head on the table and you're turning him on. That's all you fucking need. It's a very weird scene. But he comes on and Ripley's just like, all right, motherfucker, what do you have to say for yourself? And he goes, well, I fucking, work for the company. I'm an evil robot. She's like, yeah, no shit. What the hell are we dealing with? And he says, it's the perfect organism. It has no semblance of morality. All it does is try to survive. And, Parker's like, it sounds like you fucking, you admire it. Yeah, you admire it. And my favorite line in the movie, chat, uttered by Ian Holm, I admire its purity. No moral compass, only a will to survive. And, Ripley's just like, do you have any advice for us? Before I fucking turn you off and fry you, he goes, well, all I can say is, you have my sympathies. And then she's like, fuck you. And she turns him off, chat. And Parker, he gets the fucking flamethrower and he fries his ass, chat. Fries Ash's ass. And at this point, Ripley's like, we got to get the fuck off of this spaceship. Let's get all the oxygen containers that we can from all the various vehicles that we haven't used forever. And let's get the fuck out of here. I'm going to activate the self-destruct. That's what we're going to do. And so they all go in their opposite ways. I mean, this point, I would have just stuck together. Probably not good to separate at this point, but I mean, there's so many things you need to do. I guess you have to separate. And so, Ripley, she goes to the command. She's trying to find the goddamn cat, too, trying to find Jonesy. She does find fucking Jonesy, that little piece of shit. Got fucking Brett killed. And she puts Jonesy in the goddamn little plastic container, chat. Meanwhile, we cut back to Lambert and Parker, chat. They're loading up all the oxygen containers on the thing. And they come to this one room. They start loading all this stuff, and they're making all this big noise. And Parker's like, we just got to get here. We can go back to the show. And Lambert's like, okay, oh, geez. And then, chat, again, no music. But you see the shadows behind it, particularly Lambert, where it's the alien. And all you see is this hurry out. She goes, oh, God. Oh, geez. And then Parker's like, Lambert. And then we cut back to Ripley, who's making her way to them. And she hears on the radio, like, Parker say, Lambert, get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there. And, then we cut back to, Lambert and Parker. And Lambert, she's backed all the way to the wall, chat. She's like, oh, God. And this thing's just coming towards her and shit. Again, it's not moving fast. That's what I love about this design. It's just slow. It's like it's feeling her. And then Parker's like, fuck it. A good hero moment. He fucking just runs at this goddamn thing like a fucking linebacker. Alien goes, bitch, please. Fucking smacks him away. He falls down. Alien comes upon, she just grabs him like, fucking Yaphet Kotto. He's a big guy. You think, oh my God, he doesn't stand a chance against this thing. And he fucking grabs him. There's fucking blood coming from Yaphet Kotto. He goes, ah! And the alien opens up its mouth. He goes, and just right into his fucking face. And eventually, chat, we cut back to Ripley. She's still fucking running. She's still running, chat. And then we cut back to Lambert. And we get one of my other favorite shots in the movie where the alien is feeling the air like this. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like, like this is making a way towards it's an amazing shot that they never do anything like that in the rest of the series. It's so off. It's so weird and scary. It just makes you feel uneasy. And then this thing just comes to her, chat, and all you see is the tail wrapping between her legs all the way up, to her ass. And then you just cut. And you hear Ripley's radio, and you just hear Lambert going, and you just hear this scream. And eventually, Ripley comes there. She sees Parker's dead. And it's very odd because we see Lambert looks like she's hanging. And it's heavily implied that I don't know how she's hanging. I don't understand how that happened. But it's implied that the alien raped her in this scene. It didn't just kill. I don't know. It feels that way just by how it played out. The imagery that they were using, this is I don't know. To me, the alien always felt like it was different from all the other ones in the franchise, where it was separated from its family, from its kind, and it almost felt like an abomination. Like it was confused, like it didn't know what its purpose was about its colony, about its queen. I guess there's a queen on LV-4 we don't know. Could be, could not be. But it always felt different than the other ones. It felt, in a way, more intelligent, but also dumb at the same time by wasting what it was doing. Like it was confused. It didn't know how to operate. So I don't know. It's just interesting when I think about like how the alien reacts as opposed to how other aliens in the franchise react. And at this point, everybody's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And then the director's cut, chat, as she's making her way, there's another scene that was cut. Very famous scene where Ridley Scott attempts to explain the physiology and reproduction cycle of the alien. Obviously, in Aliens, we learned that the queen produces eggs, and the eggs produce face huggers, and they attach themselves, and that injects the embryo inside, and then you birth an alien. Ridley Scott's original vision for it was, I guess, you can imagine in the absence of a queen, it will actually use a native species and turn them into eggs. And so at one point, Ripley's going to the ship, and she sees that the alien is transforming the Nostromo and making it like bioorganic. There's like its biology is somehow spraying across the ship. And she finds Brett. And Brett is morphing. He's alive. I mean, not, alive, but he's turning into an alien egg. It's like it's half Brett and half egg. It's so fucking horrifying. Personality based in the host? Maybe. That's a good point, Theme, man. I guess someone do with Kane. I don't know. It's a very good question. Maybe a little bit of the host is in each and every alien, but this one just behaves so differently than the other ones. And she sees that he's kind of connected to the wall, and then right next to him, Chad, is fucking Dallas. And Dallas is half eaten. And he's going, Ripley. And Ripley's just like, oh, God, Dallas. And he's like, Ripley, kill me. He's just begging to kill me. Witness! Witness me! what a fucking way to witness me, Chad. Is to say, kill me. Thank you, Nick Diaz, for the raid, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Just in the middle of my scene by scene breakdown of Alien. Talking about one of the director's cut scenes. One of the missing pieces. Show witness! Hope your stream went very well, Nick. Good to see you. Good to see. I thought Dallas would become an egg, too. No, I got maybe he was. Maybe he was. That could be it, too. He could have become an egg. I thought he was being used for food, but he could have becoming an egg as well. You're right, Boom Wolf. I could see that. But he's just begging. He has enough, He's aware enough to where he's just like, fucking kill me. And Ripley, in the worst way possible, because all she has is a flamethrower, and she just burns them both, Chad. He's like, he just burns them both. Eventually, she makes her way back to the command station, to the pilot's nest, and she activates the self-destruct sequence. Very complicated, by the way. A lot of moving parts to the self-destruct sequence. A lot of you gotta fucking pull out some tubes. You gotta pull some fucking switches, Chad. Push a whole lot of buttons. And Mother's just like, all right, you got 5 minutes. Get the hell out of here, bitch. Emily's like, cool. She grabs Jonesy, grabs the rest of the oxygen tank. She fucking heads to the goddamn emergency vessel, chat. But then as she's going around, chat, she's like, maybe I should play it safe. Because she's like, I don't know. I'm going to creep around these corners. She peers one corner, chat, and the alien's just right fucking there. She's like, fuck. And she's like, oh, shit, oh, jeez. And she just drops everything. She's like, Jonesy, I'm sorry, but fuck you. Fuck you, Jonesy. She drops everything, chat. And the alien just slowly comes around the corner, and she just heads right back to the fucking pilot's nest. And we get this one shot of the alien just looking at Jonesy like, the fuck is this thing? Bah! Just hits it. And eventually, Ripley, she gets back to the pilot's nest, chat, and it's like 20 seconds left, and it takes longer than 20 seconds to deactivate the self-destruction, and she's putting in the fuck, she's like, come on, please, and it counts down to, she doesn't even make it halfway, and, Mother's just like, hey, you gotta get off the ship. She's like, Mother, I've turned off the self-destruct. Mother's just like, bitch, you gotta get to the fucking, she's like, fuck you, bitch, and she fucking smashes one of the screens her mother's talking to. This part Ripley's like, fuck. She goes back to where she finds Jones. Jonesy's like, where the fuck you been, huh? Grabs the alien's gone, chat. She grabs some of the oxygen. She has the flamethrower too. She fucking just flaming shit. The ship's just fucking exploding at this point, chat. It's just erupting. Things are falling apart. She jumps into the emergency vehicle, chat. And she's like running past, she's activating, pressing on the buttons and beepins and boppins and boopins. And ba-boom! The ship, it takes off, chat. Or no, she detaches the ship. And the Nostromo and the refinery go overhead, chat. Just speeding across. She set those fucking engines to turbo drive. And then we see it, chat. As it gets farther and farther away, eventually, boom! This big explosion just washes over her. And then boom! An even bigger explosion just washes over her. And chat. Boom! A third explosion. There's nothing on the Death Star. Nothing on the fucking... This thing. Death Star wishes it blew up like the goddamn Nostromo, chat. Nostromo blew up 3 fucking times, and it didn't. And it was just atoms, chat. Fucking subatomic particles is all that left. Ripley's just like, that was fucking stressful. And she's like, well, time to strip down to my undies. She's like, I'm sweaty. Whoo, boy. Running away from aliens, it sure is stinky work. And so we get the scene of her stripping down to undies that are just way too tight on her. And I'm just like, that's just, no, it's like, you gotta, Jesus Christ, it just looked very tight. I was like, it looks very uncomfortable. Like, I'm not saying it's sex, it just looks uncomfortable. It's like, Jesus Christ. She's turning all this shit off, chat. She puts Jonesy, she's got her own little cryo tube in there. She puts Jonesy in there, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking checking all the systems and things. She goes by this one side of the ship. She starts checking some of the pipes and things, pressing some buttons, goes reach something, then the fucking alien hand pops out, and she goes, oh, fuck, it's on board. And I love it. The alien, like, his hand pops out, he looks up and goes, how you doing? And she goes, oh, shit. And she backs all the way into a fucking, like a space closet, with some of the astronaut equipment, and she's just like, the fuck? The thing's just, like, in the little crevasse. She's just like, I'm cozy. He's just cozy, Chase. He's like, I'm just hanging out here. And she's like, fuck. She's like, okay, gotta come up with a plan. And so she's like half naked at this point, chat. She steps into one of the astronaut suits. She's putting this on. She zips herself. Because you don't want to fight the alien naked, okay? You don't want to fight an alien in your tighty whities, chat. It's not going to work out. Spacesuit better. And so she puts on this spacesuit, chat, puts the helmet on and everything. And thankfully, there's a fucking grappling hook in there, or a spear gun. It's like, well, what's a spear gun you do against an alien? Well, we shall fucking see. And so she steps out, and she goes over this panel, chat, that controls parts of the ship, and she just starts singing this song, My Lucky Star, or whatever it is, and she starts pressing these buttons and activating, like, I guess it's testing the air compression, or whatever, and eventually this compressed air just hits the alien. The alien goes, it's cold! He doesn't like it, He doesn't like it at all. And he falls on the ground. He's like, fuck! Oh my God, I was cozy! I was so cozy! Toasty roasty! He was toasty roasty, chat. And then Ripley just, like, turns around. She's like, oh shit. Oh God. And she's like activating some more buttons on the control panel, chat. And she's just saying that, my lucky star. And eventually she's like starts turning around. The great shot of her turning around, chat, within the, like, And then the alien's just like, hi! It's just about to grab her. She goes, ah! And she fucking shoots it, and she fucking hits a button, chat, turns around, ba-boom, and shoots him with the spear gun. Alien goes, my tummy! And he's blasted out the fucking airlock, chat. But the thing is, she lets go of the spear gun, but it gets trapped on the fucking door. And he's just like in space, like, this is very uncomfortable. He's just like this. And he's trying to get back in the ship, chat. And eventually he's like, fuck, I can't get in. And so he goes and hides away in the engine shaft, but Ripley's like, I knew you'd do that, motherfucker. And she hits the fucking button, chat, and boom. It's the last boom of the movie. And the alien is fucking fried, chat. It's blasted back because of the jet fire, and it flies out in the fucking outer space, chat. Hopefully never to be seen again. Everybody's like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. And she goes back to the, we cut, chat, we cut, do a fade in, fade out. She's sitting at the pilot's chair, and she's like, this is fucking Commander Ripley. Boy, it's been a shitty day. Fucking Brett, Parker, Kane, Lambert, Dallas, that asshole Ash, all dead. I am the lone survivor of the USS Nostromo. Signing off. I'm about, no, before she does that, I'm the only survivor of the USS Nostromo. I'm about, I don't know, 24 weeks away from the nearest colony. I'll see you then. Ripley signing off. Boop. And then she goes in her cryo tube, chat, with little Jonesy. And she goes to sleep. And then we cut, chat. We cut to Alien, the credits. And that, my friends, is 1979's Alien, chat. An amazing fucking sci-fi horror picture. One of my favorite films of all time. If my review didn't impress you, chat, then be my guest. Please do check out Alien to get the full breadth and context of this film, chat. It is a fucking gem. That one I will watch many a times during the year. All right, Ronnie, studio audience applause. Thank you. Alien, hi, I'm Carl. That's what he should have said. Into the escape pod, exactly. Bubble. Looks like a Garfield on a windshield when he catches the door lock. He does. It's like, ah! It's floating in space. Happy end. Jonesy got the best. Jonesy, but the thing is, like, Jonesy's in Aliens. That's the thing, Chad. She's maybe 24 weeks away from the colonies or whatever, but she's in space for 50 goddamn years. And Jones's like, I'm not going back with you to LV Fortis. He just lives out his life with another person on that space station above her. That fucking cat lucked out, chat. Yeah, man, that dumb cat lived. I know. That cat killed a lot of people. Oh, can't wait for this review on YouTube. Well done. Thank you, Glee. Yeah, it was. This was a fun one to do, chat. I knew it'd be fun. I love this movie so good. Oh, man, my rating. I'm sorry. Well, on the DT double toasted scale, chat, this is the very definition of a better than sex film, chat. Absolutely adore this movie. Feisty emoji. Thank you for the 100 biddies. Appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it too.